Weaning from breastfeeding. I'm quite sure you'd agree that breastfeeding isn't just about feeding. It evolves to become so much more than that for you and your child. And that's why weaning from breastfeeding can be a tough decision and process for you and your child. There is no one right way to wean your toddler from breastfeeding, though I would say going slow and gentle is the best way to do it because it allows your toddler to slowly accept the change of no more breastfeeds and transition to other ways of bonding with you. A slow weaning is also gentle for your body as it will avoid engorgement, pain, and other problems that arise when you stop breastfeeding suddenly. However, if due to any medical or health reasons you have to end breastfeeding abruptly, please seek help from your gynec or a lactation consultant to ease the process for you. In this video, I will share how I weaned my toddler when she was 3 years old, and surprisingly, we bid our final goodbye with no tears. I'm sharing our weaning journey with you to assure you that gentle weaning is possible and that you need not resort to harsh methods like applying bitter medicines on your breast to make your toddler stop breastfeeding. There is a better way. Before I share our process, let me clarify an important point. When should you start weaning your toddler? You and your toddler get to decide that. You can always choose to let your child self wean one day on their own, anytime around 4 to 7 years. I personally know mothers who've told me that their toddler weaned by themselves at the age of 4 or 5. So it does happen. If this is what you wish, don't let anything stop you. Go for it. But if breastfeeding has started taking a toll on your mental and physical health, and you've chosen to wean, then this video will help you with gentle ideas to do that. As I take you through our journey of weaning, it'll help you best if you adapt it to your own unique circumstances and your unique child. Also, note that between each step that I mentioned, I ensured a gap of several weeks or months for my toddler to adapt to the change and feel totally comfortable before I brought in the next small change. This approach is parent led that takes the child's physical and emotional needs into consideration to ensure that the process is as stress free as possible for both the parent and the child. Now, WHO and other global health organizations recommend feeding till at least 2 years and beyond if possible. So, feeding till at least 2 years was what I was personally aiming for. Her second birthday arrived, and I was like, oh yes, we are so ready to wean now. Well, I was, but she wasn't. We tried going cold turkey one night, 2 months after her second birthday, where I decided, okay, no more nummy. That was our word for breastfeeding. But that didn't go too well with her nor with me. With all the crying and pleading, I still remember that night. I knew this wasn't how I wanted our breastfeeding journey to end. So I decided to take it slow. And I went really, really slow. So here's how it went. Step one was reducing the number of feeds. We started reducing the number of feeds during daytime, which happened quite naturally as the number of solid meals increased. Then she needed breastfeed only for nap and nighttime. Step 2. Replace nighttime waking feeds with an alternative. When the nighttime waking started taking a toll on me, I decided to wean off the nighttime feeds. She would need it to go to sleep, but then each time she woke up in between, I would replace that feed with a sip of water and then patting her back to sleep. Initially, there was a bit of crying, but she adapted quickly. Step 3. Reduce the feed duration to gradually remove breastfeeding association with falling asleep or with other associations. At this point, my daughter she needed breastfeeding to fall asleep during nap and night. So I decided to remove that association between breastfeeding and sleep. So we reduced the duration of breastfeeding, say breastfeed for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I would put her to sleep with songs or stories. So her dependency on breastfeeds to fall asleep gradually reduced. Again, she adapted well. Now she could sleep with my husband, so obviously no breastfeeding. But if I was putting her to sleep, she would need that 5 to 10 minutes of breastfeed before sleep only as a comfort factor or out of habit. This was the last piece that I now had to wean her off from. Step 4. Decide a date and prep them by providing alternatives and other details. So, few months before her third birthday, I started preparing her that once you're 3 years old, no more nummy. And almost every day during nap and night, we started saying that as a slogan. I also told her what will be the alternative that can possibly give her the same warmth and comfort of breastfeeding. So I said, when you become 3 years, no more nummy. We'll hug and sleep, and we'll have a special story that I'll say. As we got closer to the deadline, her third birthday, we would practice sleeping without breastfeeds and the alternatives. It was going good so far. I was super happy with how it was going, and I was just waiting for her third birthday. That would be the moment of truth that would tell how much of this massive prep had helped. What I was expecting that she might try to still negotiate and have breastfeeds, but I knew I will need to stick to the alternatives and I was sure she'll adapt. Here comes her third birthday, and to my big surprise, we bid farewell to our amazing breastfeeding journey with no tears at all. Here's the special piece that I feel did all the magic, providing a visible replacement for breastfeeding. So, in the special story that was part of our alternative, we had invented a cat, her favorite animal, and we named it Nummy. I had explained to her that when she turns 3, there will be no more breastfeeds. You might feel sad, but then Nummy Cat will be there to make you feel better. And I repeated this multiple times at nap time and night time. On her birthday, we gifted her a kitten soft toy with that name, Nummy. Yes. So after her birthday, whenever she asked for breastfeed, I would say, yes, Nummy cat, please come, we want to sleep with you. And she would happily accept it because she was mentally prepared for it. It's been 9 months now and we're safely across on the other side. How did I handle breastfeeding requests after weaning? Well, once in a while, she would playfully request for Nummy, and I would playfully decline, and we would move on. If these requests were emotionally charged in any way, I would still stick to the boundary while offering her all the emotional support she needs to get over it. Now I notice that she tries to sleep by caressing my cheeks and kissing me incessantly for minutes. I guess it gives her the same comfort like breastfeeding did. Phew. To summarize, in my experience, what worked was 1. Introduce the change in small parts gradually with suitable alternatives that offer the same warmth and connection. Prep them for the big day months and weeks in advance. Finally, stick with it, which also means dealing with the interim resistance. Change is hard, but when it's gradual, it's not so hard, but still a little hard. So, tears are inevitable to some extent. I am happy we had a beautiful end to a beautiful journey. The disadvantage of this process it's very slow. There's no quick fix. We are raising humans, not machines, whom we can expect to turn off when we press a switch. The advantage of going gentle and slow is that you maintain the connection with your child. Plus, no engorgement or other troubles because you stopped breastfeeding abruptly. For all mommies who have done or are doing extended breastfeeding, you know that breastfeeding becomes more than just food for your toddler. Your boobies become their best friends. It's upon us to help our toddlers bid their best buddies goodbye in a way that those beautiful memories of togetherness stay with them forever. You and your toddler deserve to have beautiful memories of your journey without an abrupt ending or harsh feelings. I hope you feel inspired and empowered by our weaning story, and I wish you and your toddler have a good one too. All the best.